All right, let's talk about one of the most essential tools in any data scientist's toolkit. It's powerful, it's versatile, and honestly, for so many people, it's the key that unlocks how to really work with data in Python. So let's dive in and demystify this amazing library called Pandas.
But first, why do we even need something like this? Well, it all starts with a problem that anyone who's ever touched a data file knows all too well. You know that feeling, right? You've got this massive CSV file, maybe a few of them. You're trying to make sense of it all in a spreadsheet, but it's chugging along, it keeps crashing, and every little thing you want to do feels like this tedious manual chore. It feels less like you're learning from your data and more like you're just fighting with it.
Well, what if I told you there's a much better way? A way to tame that data chaos and do it right inside your code. It is time to meet the hero of our story today.
So, what exactly is Pandas? At its heart, it's a totally free open-source tool for Python that's built to do three things really, really well: manipulating your data, cleaning it up, and analyzing it. Just think of it as the ultimate power-up for handling pretty much any kind of table or spreadsheet you can throw at it.
Now, Pandas is really built on two main ideas. First, there's something called a series, which is basically just a single column of data. But the real star of the show, the thing you'll use 99% of the time, is the data frame. And the best way to think about a data frame? Just picture a whole Excel sheet with all its rows and columns, but now it lives inside your code where you have complete control.
Okay, and this is where the magic really starts to happen. We're about to see just how huge the difference is between doing things the old manual way versus the Pandas way. Before something like Pandas came along, you had to write custom code for everything. You'd be building these complicated loops just to read a file, and then even more complicated logic just to, say, filter out a few rows. With Pandas, all of that just gets replaced by simple, intuitive commands that are already built for you.
And this table just shows it so perfectly. I mean, look at loading a CSV file. The old way meant opening files, writing loops. With Pandas, it's one command, pd.read_CSV. Boom, done. You want to filter rows where some column is greater than 5? Instead of a clunky loop, it's a single, super readable line of code. Grouping data, merging tables, tasks that used to be a headache are now incredibly simple.
So the main point here is this. It's not just about writing less code. It's about saving an enormous amount of time, and this is huge, it makes your code so much cleaner and easier for you or anyone else to understand later. That's the real value. But, Pandas doesn't exist in a bubble. To really get why it's so powerful, we kind of have to see where it fits in with all the other data tools out there.
Look, we all love spreadsheets for small stuff, but they have a breaking point. The second you get into hundreds of thousands or millions of rows, they just slow to a crawl. Pandas, on the other hand, is built to handle that kind of scale without breaking a sweat.
Then, on the other end of the spectrum, you have these super powerful databases that use SQL. They are fantastic for storing and pulling huge amounts of data efficiently. But when you want to do really complex cleaning, tricky calculations, or just explore the data, that rigid structure of SQL can sometimes get in the way. Pandas gives you all that creative freedom.
So here's how it all stacks up. Excel is easy, but it just doesn't scale. SQL is awesome for querying, but a bit stiff when it comes to transforming data. You even have libraries like NumPy for pure, raw speed, but they don't have the handy labels and structure you need for tabular data. And right there, in that sweet spot, that's where Pandas lives. It was built to fill that gap, giving you this perfect mix of speed and flexibility.
And here's the secret sauce. Pandas isn't built from scratch, it's actually built right on top of NumPy. That means it gets all the raw, number-crunching speed from NumPy, but then it adds this beautiful, user-friendly layer that makes it feel as intuitive as a spreadsheet. You really do get the best of both worlds.
So when you put all this together, there's one metaphor that just keeps coming up, and it's absolutely the perfect way to think about what Pandas is.
This is it, right here. Pandas is the Swiss Army knife for data people. Need to load a file? There's a tool for that. Clean up messy text? Got it. Reshape a table? Merge two datasets? Run some stats? It's all right there in one convenient, powerful package.
Okay, so as we wrap up, let's hit the key takeaways. If you're working with structured table-like data in Python, Pandas is your go-to. It's the thing that turns ridiculously complex tasks into simple single lines of code. It perfectly fills that gap between high-performance computing and just being easy to use. And because of all that, it's absolutely essential if you're getting started in data science. Ultimately, data is just a pile of facts until you can shape it, question it, and really explore it. Every single data set has a story hidden inside, just waiting to be discovered. So the real question isn't if there's a story, but what's the right tool to help you bring that story to light? For millions of data scientists out there, the answer is Pandas.